This is a film about street music in Brighton, specifically a 1 kilometre stretch of shared space between two piers on the seafront. No traffic, just a handful of shops and bars and attractions. The rest is open landscape that looks out to sea. Musicians played to the atmosphere here, creating moments of spontaneous expression, an experience we can all participate in. We're all strangers here until the music plays.
Busking is like a music school, you know? You're better prepared as a musician if you have a busking background. You need to go with the flow, you know, to enchant the audience. You need to make them come with you.
So why do musicians choose to busk here? What effect does the environment and the audience have on the performance? And how does it impact the music that is made?
Busking, it's more intimate because when you go to a gig, it's like the stage, it's the artist's realm. While in a busking environment, it's more the real thing, you know? And you get to know more the musician and the music without super production as well.
I've been filming street music performances on the seafront since the end of the lockdown era, and I've noticed that I'm not the only one making videos. How does recording and sharing to online networks impact your experience as a busker? This is also a film about filming busking, my experience discovering this scene and making collaborations with the musicians who populate it. We begin with Josh, a familiar fixture on the Brighton seafront.
Busking is, well, it's just playing music in the street, pretty much. Street performance, street art. I always liked it. It's quite nice to be outside and playing, and it's quite spontaneous. Play quite freely as well. I just ended up playing that sound with the loop station. I just found those kind of loops I wanted and developed over time. It wasn't like a conscious decision to like I want to have this particular impact and I want to have this particular sound. It was more just an organic process. I guess busking appeals a lot to me. I like experimenting. If you're actually playing every day and seeing people respond to it, you develop naturally over the time. Especially when you pull the dance in as well, you kind of play differently. You kind of feel how certain things you play will be better for the movement, I guess. Sometimes you start playing something a bit more weird and aggressive sounding, people actually like it more and they stop and listen. You think you're pushing it too far, but that's the point at which it actually becomes interesting. Some of the best things you write sometimes are when you went a bit too far and made a few mistakes. It just seems to happen of its own, really. It just feels like this little thing has come along and it's got its own life to it.
Now we travel along the promenade to meet with Elia, who has just arrived in Brighton. It's a bit windy down here, isn't it? Yeah.
The last time I had the speaker like this, but this time I just hear it's really good because if I put the speaker like a monitor, the sound is just came to my ears and go upside, and it's perfect because I can hear everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's really like this, I can hear. Also, now the wind is not on our side now because from here and we heard more sound from it. My name is Elia. I quit my job years ago, and I start with this trip. It's 7 years that I continue with my camper van, and I travel, and I cannot stop. I cannot make a step back because it's the price of the freedom. Music is the art that I prefer because I can express myself completely in a true way.
Thank you. Now, I know it's too early for the techno, but I want to play a techno song for you where we use the throat singing. We start with the kick. We have a loop station here. We have 3 slots. In the first slot, we'll be recording the beat, the kick in this case, like this. Let's go, techno mode.
In the street, everything is magical because all the time is a surprise.
Step 3, recording, test, air.
And the important thing is freedom and exchange with the people your emotions and feel yourself with the people like a community. The most part of the new songs that I wrote it starts from this kind of moment. Because you don't have expectation. It's like a jam session, not with yourself, but with the crowd, no?
Way on the street, time seems like a run. I live in the new city out the basket with the sun. I live in new experience with the people and the spot. It's hard to blame the street party, but love is not a crime. I use my sound system to draw me some vibration. Put this in my lyrics for a little education. Can demand you to always pay attention. Share my life with you, now we go with it.
My intention is like to just play my music. I have the camper van, I have my autonomy, I have my freedom. That's enough.
You give me a new energy. It was really nice. Thank you.
I thought this was going to be easy. Given the popularity of busking clips online, I was sure the offer of a video recording would be appealing. I'd turn up with my camera and my position would be immediately obvious. But to begin with, when I approached musicians, I felt uncomfortable, unsure as to whether I was intruding in their performance, yet unable to interrupt them to explain what I was doing. Eventually, I realized my problem. It wasn't possible for me to be an invisible, neutral observer. I was an active participant, just like everyone else in the audience, whether they realized it or not. As soon as I turned up with a camera, I was changing the situation.
If someone wants to film it, then it's fair enough. They usually kind of like it in a way because it means it might be a good video I could use or someone might share it. So it makes you a bit more inspired to play better. And other times you might think you're playing quite well and then you realise someone's recording it and then you kind of think, oh no, I'm playing worse now. It's different every time.
For me, it's impossible, for example, to make a online streaming performance because you are in the front of a screen. It's not full. And in the moment when you have the people in front of you, it's like a magical moment because you have a kind of a community, no? And if you have a message that you want to share with the people, you need to have some people who heard you. Otherwise, you just express your message for nothing.
For better or for worse, filming is an intervention. It can create a record of a spontaneous moment that otherwise would not be repeated. Or filming can take something essential away from the experience. When there's a message to be shared, how do you navigate this conflict as a video maker?
My name is João, and I started the Brighton Beach Busking channel. We're trying to build a strong busking community in Brighton, and it's making people be seen from the channel. They can use the links of the videos to promote themselves. I film the way I would like myself to be watching at home. I try to get colors, not too gray. And I always try to capture also if there is some people watching. Since I started the channel, a lot of musicians and bands say, man, I haven't been busking for a while, and I've seen your channel, it's great what you're doing, I'm let you know next time I'm coming out. So the community is growing not just because of its online activity, but also I'm doing a lot of groundwork. Every day I'm out in the city center, face to face, talking to people. And that's how it grew.
João is creating a community archive, providing valuable support to the busking scene, and even opening it up, encouraging new musicians to go out and try busking for the first time. However, the musicians featured on his channel don't have much say in how the videos are produced. With this in mind, I wanted to invite the musicians I filmed with to collaborate.
Good! Can you play, please, the fish song? Please play the fish song. I love it so much. The best song ever. Yeah? You're in for a tree.
Josh told me he was competing in the first ever Busking World Cup, taking place in Gwangju, South Korea. He needed a new performance video to enter the next round. I suggested to Josh that we collaborate on a music video of his fish song. We met with Elena, a local animator, and our friend Charlie to explore how a visual interpretation of his music might look.
I think it looks a bit messy with all these leaves everywhere. You can always add some pink filter onto the video.
Yeah.
I think I should add a few extra instruments or something to try and make it sound a bit more. It just sounds live at the moment, doesn't it? It's nice if it sounds live in a way. It gives it more validity.
And like, it just goes with the whole aesthetic. Like, you don't want it to be like super hi-fi necessarily.
Making a video.
Look nice setup.
I was imagining, for example, in the scene where you see the feet, right? Like if there was kind of the tide rising, and all the tide, like, and everything that's underwater is cartoon, but everything that is out, like outside the water is live.
I like the idea of like the fish breathing out bubbles.
Yeah.
And then like little fish come out of the bubbles.
Yes.
And then the fish eats those little fish. Circular thing that happens, like a psychedelic kind of thing. Even have a slightly 80s Garde kind of vibe, isn't it? Funkishly bold and simple and silly.
Funkishly bold, simple and silly.
I think of the fish, they have like the rainbow out, show that it's swimming in the river of green, just have like lines of colour, almost like confetti. They're like almost like confetti, like lined by strings of colour going past it. So you've got the rainbow kind of. It's almost like sci-fi kind of just streams of colour going behind it.
And all these would be very easy to animate, like they could just be in a loop, right? Like it could be literally just 3-4 drawings, just in a loop.
It is loop, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything could be a loop.
In making this film, I've grown to understand the ways that busking creates space for musical practice, generating spontaneity, atmosphere, and audience interaction, opening up a unique creative freedom. And you can't help but notice the community of people from different walks of life that are brought together through this music. The impulse to capture this moment in video also carries the power to ruin it. Done right, videos have the potential to support musicians beyond the moment of the performance, generating an audience that transcends the moment, expanding reach from the local to the global. In the chaos of the everyday, street performances become the thread that stitches individuals together, creating a temporary community from disparate strangers. We're all strangers until the music plays.